Hello and welcome to City Focus. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Cultivating a diverse group of leaders to strengthen our community. That's been the mission of Leadership Lincoln since 1985. The organization is now accepting applications for all its programs, and here to tell us more about these opportunities and how you can participate is Lori Uredale. She's the program director for Leadership Lincoln, and we also have representatives of 3 other of the Leadership Lincoln programs. Let's see, Shirley Ping, we'll start with you. You're with Legal Aid of Nebraska and you're a graduate of Project All 11.
Yes.
Trent Brown is a student at Waverly High School and a graduate of Youth Leadership Lincoln 21.
Correct.
And Erin Dobesh is with Davis Design and she is in the current Lincoln Executive Series class, which is class 30. Thank you all so much for being here to talk about all the great things that Leadership Lincoln does in our community. Now, Laura, I'm going to start with you. It all started with the Fellows Program 33 years ago.
Yep.
Full disclosure, I was in LL5, best class ever. So tell us a little bit about the Fellows Program and how that works.
Sure. Well, Leadership Lincoln, we work to develop strong leaders for a stronger Lincoln. So our mission of all of our leadership programs is to help people who want to be more involved in the community to be the best equipped, the best informed, and the best connected they can possibly be, so that they can find the best place for them to contribute their skills and their talents into the community. And we think that if more and more folks find a place to give of their time and their resources and their talents, then and their personal passion, then the community gets better, because there's a broader network of people who are contributing to conversations and leading organizations and attending events and being part of community conversations. So that is what we do with our programs. And yes, the Fellows class was the first one that we started 33 years ago. And that works to, we spend a year together with a group of professionals who are interested in getting involved in the community. This year's current class, class 33, has an age range of 25 to 70. So it's really open to anyone who is looking to get more involved and more connected. And we spend the year together at one seminar a month, one all-day seminar a month, and we learn a little bit about the community. So those seminars range in topics from Health Month, government, business, human services, education. So we try and look at a broad range of the community as we go through the year, and then hopefully something peaked for each member of our class, that there was one hot topic or one place to engage that popped for everyone in the class. And as they go forward after the program, they can go back to one of those topics or one of those organizations or one of those parts of our community, and they can get involved.
It's a great learning experience, and the learning continues, because once you're in Leadership Lincoln in one of the classes, there's regular events to keep you engaged in the community.
Yes, we're certainly a family. So once you've been a graduate of one of our programs, you're definitely part of the family. And yeah, we do a fair amount of alumni engagement. And also, in addition to the program itself, the year that you're in the class, we're trying to help you be informed and connected. But then once you're out of the class and you're an alum of Leadership Lincoln, we want to serve as a matching organization. So if you have a personal interest or a passion or a way that you want to serve in the community, we can serve as that matching role to help find that placement for you. So we want to be that sort of middle bridge to help you connect out to the world.
All right. The next program we're going to talk about is the Lincoln Executive Series, which has been around 30 years,
Yep.
almost as long as the Fellows Program. What's the goal of that program?
Well, originally, way back in the day, it was exclusively intended for senior leaders who were new to the community. So it was intended to help people have an orientation when you are new into Lincoln and don't know much about Lincoln. But very quickly we learned that it doesn't only benefit folks who are new to the community, but folks who are maybe new to their senior management level, or just senior leaders who are looking to network outside of their particular industry or their particular field. So it is intended for anyone who's at a senior level of their organization, and it's intended to be a quick orientation to what are the issues in our community, where are the strengths, where are the opportunities to get involved, and to help broaden the network for those individuals.
All right. And Erin, you're in the current LES class.
Yes, I am.
Tell us about your experiences so far. I know you've got 2 sessions left before you officially graduate. Tell us what you've been going through.
Well, one of the first things that pop up to mind was the poverty simulation that we did at City Impact. The event kind of role plays you through a series of tasks, from being a student going to school, or being unemployed and trying to provide for your family, and the different roles that you can play. But it kind of gives you an idea on how a lot of the systems that low-income families have to go through, and whether it helps them and hinders them, and the choices that they have to make ends meet in a daily lifestyle. I thought that was really impactful, to go through that myself. And I can even speak and say that my husband has gone on and helped out with a couple of the additional poverty simulations for some of the other organizations that Leadership Lincoln does them for. Another event that they organized was the police ride-alongs, in a very controversial time of how we see our police. I had 4 hours to sit with an officer who answered every question I asked, and I got to ride along in the car with her and experience what it feels like to be somebody who has to approach a car, in a task, or and what that emotional feel goes through. And then I also learned a lot of respect on how we took a call on a report for a fight, and how the police officer couldn't respond emotionally and didn't react. And I'm a very reactive person, and so for me that showed just how difficult her job really was. So that was also very impactful for me too. There's a whole, just about every other event we have there's something great about the program though.
That's great. On my ride along, we arrested someone, so that was pretty exciting as well. All right, we're going to talk next about the youth program. And Trent, you're a student at Waverly. You're in the current program, which has been going on for 21 years. Tell us about your experiences as a member of Youth Leadership Lincoln.
Well, I definitely think that Youth Leadership Lincoln has opened my eyes to a world beyond just my own. Being able to meet several different students from other schools here at LPS, and getting to connect with people from the youth and adult classes at different simulations and seminars. So I think it's very beneficial for me. Waverly's kind of off in our own part of Lancaster County, but just to kind of come into Lincoln and get to see so many businesses here in town and how they run, and the people that run them, it was really cool to see.
And are you learning from your fellow students as well?
Definitely. We've done so many meetups and coffee dates and stuff like that beyond just the seminars provided, just to kind of get a feel for different problems that come across in our community, that we have different ideas too of how we can approach them.
Okay, and Youth Leadership Lincoln is an application process, and what age groups are you looking for?
So the youth program serves students who are sophomores. So right now, 9th grade students should be applying for the 18-19 class, which will be Youth Leadership Lincoln 22. So if you want to participate in your sophomore year, you apply in your 9th grade year, the end of your 9th grade year.
And what are some of the kids who were in the very first classes? What are they up to?
Well, that's funny that you ask, because I am a graduate of Youth Leadership Lincoln 1. When I was a Lincoln,
I didn't know that.
No, you didn't? When I was Lincoln High Link, I was a Youth Leadership Lincoln 1 participant. So the Leadership Lincoln mission has been a part of my life and my journey for a pretty long time, since I was pretty young.
See, it can impact your whole life.
Right.
There you go. Now, the youngest program of all is Project All. And tell us what Project All, the ALL, stands for something.
The Academy for Local Leadership. So Project All is a partnership between Leadership Lincoln and also the Community Health Endowment, and has a mission of improving diversity of community decision making. So it particularly focuses on recruiting in folks who are from underrepresented populations, and you can define that however you want to define that. And then we really try very hard on the matching role with the graduates who are coming out of that class to make sure that they are finding a place to serve in our community. And thus far, we have found great success, and we have individuals who are serving on boards of directors for nonprofit organizations and city task forces and commissions and even running for office. So the folks who are coming out of that class are very intentionally connected and are finding leadership roles to improve our community.
Well, Shirley, you're a recent graduate of
Yes.
Project All. Tell us about your experiences with the program.
I'm originally from Orange County, California, so I didn't know too much about the history of Lincoln, and that was one of the most eye-opening things of being part of the Leadership Lincoln group is we did a community bus tour throughout Lincoln and had a history lesson of all the old buildings and the floodplains and different groups of people that have lived here for all during the centuries. And then we also had specific training on servant leadership and the types of leaders that are available in the community, and also we went on different nonprofit site visits. So that was great throughout the city. All of our seminars was actually in different nonprofit sites, and then we also had a day where we all went to different nonprofits and did a site visit. Mine was specifically Salvation Army, which I've driven hundreds of times down 27th Street, but didn't know all the programs that were there. And then this morning I actually took a tour of Lincoln High School, and that was very interesting. Indoor pool, the high school's indoors versus in California, everything's outdoors.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking forward, next month we're doing an aerial view in a helicopter of Lincoln.
Oh, wow, that sounds great.
Yes, so
Where
if
do I
that's not
sign up?
a recruitment tool, then it should be.
Now, has it changed how you look at maybe your future involvement in the community?
Absolutely. I have an interview with a board of directors of a nonprofit in town in the next couple weeks, and it's really been eye-opening on different opportunities to serve. I've contacted the mayor and be on a commission for the city, and also, opening my options up for running for office in the future.
Great.
Yeah.
All right. And we want to talk a little bit, there are some information sessions coming up if you want to learn more about the classes and also the application process. The youth session is from 6 to 7 p.m. on 2 different nights. On May 7th, it's at Isley Branch Library, and on May 8th, it is at the Walt Branch Library. Now, the information sessions for the Fellows Program, LES, and Project All, that's 5 to 7 p.m. on May 17th at the Apothecary Loft down in the Haymarket. And Laura, what happens at these information sessions? Are there tips on how to apply?
Yes, yeah. We'll certainly talk a little bit about the time commitment, what to expect from the seminars, and just some of those logistics and when the application deadline is and those kinds of things. But mostly informational sessions are an opportunity for folks who are interested in our classes to meet the alumni, because we certainly find that our alumni, folks who have been through the programs in the past, are the best recommenders for folks who want to participate in the future. So they're casual mix and mingles and an opportunity for folks who are interested to meet some alumni and say, so why should I do this? And we let our alumni do the talking.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Why should people do this? I'm anxious to hear what you would tell someone who's considering applying for the Lincoln Executive Series.
Well, one thing that was great is that I was actually able to do it with my spouse. There's not a ton of opportunities where you get to actually have your partner there, and it was something that after every event we would come home energized and just talk about what we experienced and what we think we can do about it moving forward. Another thing that I would say was really great was, even though I'm in a corporate business, we had the business day. Every event has a theme, and I felt like maybe the business day I kind of had a good grasp on things. I still learned things at each and every event, the healthcare event and the nonprofit day and the education day and the government day. But for instance, if you were in elected office position, on government day, you may have known stuff about the city council, but maybe you didn't know as much about the LPS school board. And so at every event, Leadership Lincoln does an amazing job of having a great group of panelists there who represent a whole broad spectrum of opinions and differences, and they bring in different areas for us to learn about. It's not just about one aspect of healthcare. It's about this aspect, or from this other vantage point, or from this third vantage point. And so I think they do a really good job of diversification of the program.
All right. And Trent, are you recruiting some ninth graders to sign up, and what are you telling them?
Absolutely. I actually have a lot of people that it might be difficult for Laura to go through applications, but there's definitely a lot of people that I know that would benefit from it. A lot of my own friends and even people that I haven't talked to before, but just saying, hey, this opportunity is available for everyone. Consider applying, or even just look on their website to see what they're all about. But I know it's definitely improved the way I look on several different things. I've become more confident in myself. I've become more of a collaborator in my community and just a problem solver in general. With all of the simulations that Laura has designed for us, it's just the things that you wouldn't think you would have to go through on a day-to-day basis until you go through them and see how beneficial it is.
And Shirley, what would you say to someone who is, or maybe you've already said it, to someone thinking about applying for Project All?
Well, definitely taking a very in-depth view of personal goal setting, because I know a lot of people just go to work, take care of the family, but having time once a month to think about being a servant leader in your community, and I think that's the most important thing, is just finding a niche where you can belong in Lincoln and just knowing the different history and everything like that.
Okay. Let's remind people of the application deadlines. The youth program, the application deadline is May 14th. And for the Fellows and Project All class, the application deadline is May 25th. If you'd like to know more information, leadershiplincoln.org is the website, or you can give Laura a call at 402-441-4661. Thank you all so much for being here and for representing your respective programs so well.
Thank you for having us.
Congratulations on being graduates.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us for this edition of City Focus.